that how you?
That's how I feel right now about my life. Video.
Do you like my green sack of potato dress? I really like it, but I kind of look like a sack of potatoes.
We're talking about.
Do you want me to start the video like I did last time where I was like, hey there, ho there, how's it going out there? That's gonna be my new slogan.
How do I make this before coffee? Okay, welcome to Well-Rounded Mama's YouTube channel. My name's Sherry. This is Story. If you find this video helpful, like, subscribe, ring the bell. Today we wanted to talk about doulas because we're in the middle of a pandemic, and how can a doula support you when you're in the middle of a pandemic? And depending on where you are, you have different rules, I'm sure. However, here in Nevada,
Specifically Las
Vegas, there's only one hospital that is allowing doulas kind of, but they can never leave.
Yeah, you can go doulas, but you can never
leave. So like if someone has like a long birth, you're there.
You ain't going to get no food. So bring snacks.
So right now, like most of our doulas, they can provide like like conferencing videos or phone conferencing. We probably won't see a change until the beginning of next year as far as doulas being allowed in. So we thought it would be helpful to, how can a doula then help you if they're not there and present doing hip squeezes and stuff? I think a doula is still important in a different capacity. And we certainly have pricing that reflects this different capacity for doulas that aren't attending deliveries, but doulas still attending prenatal appointments with you and helping you develop a birth plan and helping you going over comfort measures with your partner so your partner can provide that. We have had some instances where there was no partner or the partner couldn't go and a doula went in their stead. So if that's the case, that's kind of easy. But if you've got a partner that wants to be involved, I think a doula is a really good
and I definitely
tool still.
The very few doula clients that I have taken this year, what we've kind of done is like, we still do prenatal care, we still go over what, birth plan looks like, we do examples of like hip compressions, we kind of do talk about if the hospital allows us versus if they don't, and what that looks like. A lot of moms want to labor at home too, and so if you're laboring at home, your doula can come over and labor with you until it's time to go in.
Yeah, that's a really good point.
And so that's what I've done with my clients is I've labored with them at home until they were ready to go in. We went in, and then I was kind of a virtual support, sending videos and demonstrating kind of different techniques dad could do with mom, and then picking up postpartum care as soon as they get home, just like I would with any other client.
Yeah. Because I think that's helpful too with the breastfeeding and making sure there's no depression and kind of monitoring for that. So how do you choose a doula?
Well, at Well-Rounded Mama, all of our doulas have, their pictures up and a little bit about them on our website, and then you can either call them directly, you can call the front desk to schedule a consultation. All of our doulas do free consultations, just like the midwives. Meet them and see who's a good fit for you, what personality you're looking for. Like for instance, one of our doulas specializes in Pilates and does other aspects of doula work. We have some doulas that are LCs too, so sometimes those kind of things are important. But interviewing them, taking those free consults, getting to know them.
As far as like education goes, there's several different doula training bodies and certifying bodies, and so there's a difference between having somebody who's just like a friend who's coming to support you than somebody who's actually put in work to learn about how labor works and the physiology of labor and how hospitals work. I know a lot of individuals kind of feel like a doula isn't this investment of a career, but it really generally is. They put a lot of time and effort. Here at Well-Rounded Mama, all of our doulas have adult CPR training. They also have NRP training, which is neonatal resuscitative training. It is a career, and it is the ability to really, it can be something that really changes your outcome of your birth, where when it comes to feeling supported
too. Like statistically, you're at a lower risk of needing a cesarean or having interventions when you have a doula present to offer that expertise and maybe suggesting something more natural minded before they step to the next intervention. Even just like that educational sounding board kind of, to go over, different studies or show you like evidence-based birth, or that educational knowledge is power kind of thing too is another important role doulas have. They're kind of magical. They kind of do wonderful things. I wish all my clients had doulas.
Because your labor is so unknown. And so like, it's awesome if you have like a 12-hour labor and it's pretty straightforward and you know, even from a home birth standpoint, we come over when you're in active labor, so we're there for probably half that time, and so things look, you know, pretty straightforward. It really blows though when you have like this 30-hour labor and it's mostly early labor and it's not time for someone to be there, even in a home birth scenario, to have that ability to call on somebody to be there for you. And I think it's already kind of scary because of all of this unknown with the pandemic happening,
Sure.
to have somebody you can call. Like, I know for us, we have a lot of like online ability to talk and communicate, and so at all hours of the night we see texts coming all the time of, hey, we're at this hospital, this is what's going on, what was your experience there?
Yeah.
And so we even find that in the entire community of doulas here, they're talking to each other and saying, hey, how did you get through this or over that? So being a referral network in and of itself is a really kind of great thing. So that's kind of our 2 cents about doulas during a pandemic, is we know that it's not ideal, it's not great. I think everybody's just trying to stay safe and healthy at this point, and do the best they can with the kind of the things that are set in place. But is a doula still as valuable as they were prior to the pandemic? I think absolutely. I think that's a really easy thing to kind of say, that they can improve that outcome, even if it's just that at-home support. You know, they're considered kind of frontline workers. I know that they don't fall in that list, but I definitely think doulas, and I'd even go as far to say midwives, even though we're not on the list, that we're kind of that frontline worker, because we've definitely been essential. We haven't stopped working. We're attending all of our births. We're following all the protocols. We're attending meetings that keep us and those around us safe. That's another benefit and pro hiring a doula that had training. She also is trained into how to function during a pandemic. Thanks for joining us. If you have any further questions about a doula, or if you had a doula and you found that helpful, and if you've had a doula during this pandemic, what parts were helpful, what parts were frustrating, we'd love to hear from you. So we look forward to seeing you next week.
The couch.
Yeah, it's a good camouflage, Tori.
Camouflaged into the couch.
We didn't match today, some special reason.
I know, we normally
We
match.
normally match. You can do the video yourself. Not that I look at my other videos and I'm like, you look good in that video.
There's some videos where I was like, I put effort into looking good.
And I'm like, I showed up.